Hi, this is the James. I just thought I'd talk to you for a minute about misguided people, especially the ones that call themselves animal rights activists. I used to be one for many years. It all started when I was a little kid and I seen a ad from, I think it was Greenpeace or maybe PETA, and it showed them clubbing a seal to death and there's blood everywhere. It just really upset me. I was like 10 years old or something. And I've been interested in helping animals ever since. But you know, it really got worse when I was, 25 maybe. Got a random mailing from PETA and I found out about vivisection and also how farm animals are not slaughtered humanely. I never thought about it before. So I became a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian and off and on vegan for just about 20 years. And during that time, I became an activist. I joined PETA and a couple other groups. I was good with internet stuff and I helped a lot of people. I helped a lot of groups. I made petitions for them. I made a few websites for them. A lot of technical help and advice, and wrote some things for them, some diatribes and stuff, put some things together, and I did a lot of work for a lot of groups, just kind of under the radar. I became well known. I never really got on YouTube and stuff back then. No one knew what I looked like or anything, but people knew my name. And I was on the news once in New Orleans. They did a report about me and something I was doing back then. But all the groups knew about me, including the bigger ones, and everyone liked me and all that crap. And I did all this work for them to help out the cause. And then the day came when I disagreed with them about one very particular subject, which I'm not going to bring up here. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, there's like 1,000 subjects they're obsessed with, or particular causes, And I disagreed with them about one, and they flipped their wigs. And they basically blackballed me, or blacklisted me or whatever. And all of a sudden, certain few started saying all kinds of outrageously stupid bullcrap about me and all these lies and stuff. And all of a sudden, everyone hated me and they didn't want me in their groups and all this stuff. And I said, fine, I'll quit doing your internet work for you. You can write your own crap. And that's how it was. And it made me wonder, if they don't want my help on anything else just because of that one issue that we disagreed on, what's wrong with them? Where are their priorities? Are they really wanting to help animals, or do they just want to get on the internet and bother people? That's what it seemed like to me. They're just out to harass people. It's all about bothering people. It's harassment. It's online harassment is the core of everything they do. They're keyboard warriors, to be sure. And they don't really care about animals. They care about fighting and backstabbing each other and harassing people. And they never really help any animals. If you want to really help animals, you should go outdoors and physically help them. Help stray cats in your neighborhood, or go steal illegally placed foothold traps. There's lots of those out there. If they're placed illegally anyway, it ain't stealing, it's enforcing the law, actually. Yeah, you can do that. You can help hurt animals, or you can find them all the time. Well, you can do a lot of things. But harassing people online isn't a good way to do it. never has helped any animal, really. So, what's wrong with these people? I don't know. And it turns out there's a subculture of them. There's ARAs, the animal rights activists. But there's other ones called AWAs, animal welfare advocates. And the AWAs think it's okay to keep wild animals as pets as long as you feed them and stuff, and then it's okay. And these people take like cheetahs and chain them up in the yard on like a 6-foot chain. How mean is that? They have tigers and cages in their backyards. They're dumb enough to wrestle with their pet bears and lions and stuff, and then they wonder why they get killed now and then. It's very stupid, very dangerous, because if the animals are not domesticated, the wild instinct is still there, and sooner or later something real bad's going to happen to you. I've even seen videos of pythons killing their owners. I mean, crazy things can happen. There's just a lot of it going on. I know of a few people that have pet tigers and they keep them in barns, which is not too fun for tigers. There's so much horrible stuff going on. You need to find ways to get law enforcement to come down on them on some technicality or something like that. But trying to make their life miserable by harassing them online is just pretty childish. So with all this stuff Peter got me riled up about so many years ago, I think, in the end, I think I wasted many years of my time, for one thing, and it wrecked my health. That's a subject for another day, probably, but it wrecked my health, and I'm trying now to regain my health. I'm getting there, but it's a long process. Vegan diets are not good for you, and few people can thrive on them for many years, but eventually it catches up with you and they are sorry. So you can point out a few vegan athletes here and there, but virtually everyone you see, from weightlifters to doctors to a lot of people on YouTube or wherever that are totally fit and buff and ripped and got all the muscles and they look so perfectly healthy, they're the carnivores. They're the ones that do the keto diets and the carnivore diet. There's a reason for that. In the end, there's a lot of deception going on because PETA is a money-making machine. They'll do anything for publicity, and they got this gigantic fancy headquarters building. They got like 1 million members now worldwide who are all paying dues. It was $16 a year back when I started. It's probably a lot more than that now. They're making money. They're not really helping animals. They're creating scenes and bothering people. They're hypocrites. I remember their magazine. They have a newsletter. And I distinctly remember one time it was about how evil the Spice Girls are because they wear fur. That was their main article. And then the very next issue, the next month, was about how great the Spice Girls are because they're vegans now. So they just called up PETA and said, hey, we're vegans and we're not going to wear fur anymore, so do a new article about us. And they did. It was so stupid. I shouldn't go on a rant about PETA because that could take all day. They're a joke. But I mainly wanted to say that animal rights activists are the bigger joke. They're do-gooders that don't know how to accomplish anything besides be a keyboard warrior. They need to get a life. You really want to help animals, go volunteer at a cat or dog shelter. Go to a tech school or something and learn to be a vet tech. Help animals directly that way. Get a job at a veterinarian's office. Go steal foothold traps, like I said, if they're illegally placed, of course. But just stop bothering people, okay? You're stupid idiots. You're not going to help animals on the internet. The animals are not electrons. They're not on the internet. So get off the internet. Animals are in the real physical world. Remember that place? Go outside. Find living animals. Help them. They're not on the internet. And for God's sake, don't listen to PETA. Vegan diets are very bad for you. I'll talk more about that a different day. For now, just have a disturbed day.